Okay, nice to see you all again. Today is Friday. Happy Friday to all. How do you feel? Perhaps just in the chat, one word to describe your state of mind or your level of energy as we will be starting our weekend. Friday, one that's ready. Drained, tired. Okay, not more. Need to zoom out. That's a good one. Yeah, I agree with that one. End of the week. Yeah, still morning, Katyana, I'm with you. A little tired. Yes, great. Well, let's dive into the day-to-day. So we are going to do some practice, more practice, and this practice today with a focus on the mentoring skills, and then we'll do a listening exercise. For the mentoring skills exercise, that's what we needed you to complete the quiz. So thank you. We will make group based on that. Again, today, at the end of the session, we will leave the Zoom room open, so feel free to stay. If you would like a little bit more, discussion space, we're happy to do. And before diving in today, a quick check-in here, and let's use the chat for that. What was your learning from your practice yesterday? What did you learn? What was your takeaway? What did you were perhaps surprised with? Different approach is possible for the same goal. Connect with the mentee by being present. The connection between people can be very quick, even when people doesn't know each other. Absolutely. Organization doesn't mean rigidity, it can be fluid and securing. Surprisingly nervous, maybe a bit because someone was observing, but very nice session. More useful for me to learn by observing than with role play. Great to see example of setting the frame and setting the relationship. Need to dig in what the mentee is saying to make sure to understand well. Be curious. Absolutely. Who would like to share a bit more verbally? Nice session, but for sure not so easy. And good we have gotten the feedback. Different ways of telling, and above all, structure to do the interview. You need to listen very carefully, and we'll work on that again today. Active listening is not that easy. Be present. Nice to see the different approaches, even though we had the same structure. Yes. And during this workshop, you also, get some more, develop your awareness about, who are you as a mentor? What is your mentoring style? And then, add this to the tools, the framework that is given here, and then you can build around that. Start with small talk to break the ice. Yes, absolutely. Take the time to build the relationship, to bond with each other. Need of good connection. Yes, that's one constraint number one. Yeah, and even with in some projects, internet connection is not a given. So we need to be ready to overcome this issue as well. Cultural sensitivity. Yes. Okay, who would like to share by voice the experience of yesterday exercise? Katiana? Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday it was really nice. We had three. It was funny because the first one was a little bit, the first one we don't know exactly what to do, and it was a little bit less prepared because we had to start something. And then on the way it was going, like at the third time it was more prepared, and actually what we saw, it's like even though you're prepared or it's more structured, it doesn't mean that it was less fluid, it was less, it's not. Sometimes we see structure, or myself, I see structures as something really rigid, and you cannot go on in that. And we were shown by the exercise that it can still be very casual and very friendly, but also it was really reassuring, and we can see the steps on the way. So it was really an interesting progression in our way of doing things. So that was really nice to experience.
Thank you. Anyone would like to add?
So I can jump in. So I was with Christophe and Anik, and for us, Christophe set the bar so high. We were very nervous, but it was done in a very creative way. And for me, I was keeping too much to the focus on the structure. But then I saw that it can also work when you go outside a little bit the structure. Just go with your feeling, add a little bit some personal touch, and always talk about work. You could also always maybe throw in talk about movies. Why not just to switch off? I thought that was a nice way that you could also talk about other things, because in the end, it's there to connect with the other person, to help, to support, to let the person, vent out, to de-stress. So it was a nice creative way, and so I think we learned from each other. So it was I had fun. It was interesting.
Wonderful to hear. Yeah, the idea is to have fun too, and it is rewarding when we feel that we can connect, when we feel we can provide this space for reflection. And for this, of course, we need to take the time to bond, to build a relationship, to listen to what is not said, to feel what is not being said. Great. Well, it seems that everyone enjoyed it. Let's go now into.
If I may just jump in for a second,
Yes.
you all did the quiz, not the quiz, but the poll, because I don't see. I see 9. I don't know how many we are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I missed some of you that you didn't do. So in any case, I will put the link again. So the ones that they didn't go to Tembo, on Tembo to do this thing. Yeah, you can go now. You may go on, Stephanie.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the skills that are expected in mentors in MSF. So you've been through that in Tembo yesterday or this morning, and the first one is goal clarity. So this is what we do at the mutual agreement stage, right? To clarify the goal, what is the mentee expecting to develop during this or their mentoring relationship. It also means that as mentors, we keep those goals in our mind during the relationship, and we try to make the link between these goals that the mentee would like to achieve, and connect them with what is happening in the mentee's mission. So it's a bit like, you have we try to help the mentee step back on the daily episodes of, let's say, of the mission, and we look at the bigger story. What is it that the mentee is trying to develop? Rapport building. So rapport building relates to creating this connection, this bonding with our mentee. So this is important because what we're looking for is a relationship that is harmonious, where there's a mutual understanding and agreement. There's empathy, there's no judgment. And this is all about connecting and making sure this space is safe for the mentee and the mentor to open up and share. Showing respect. This is obviously important to enable an environment where trust is built. And this means in mentoring, this means having this, peer-to-peer relationship, building this relationship together. So we are equal. There's no hierarchy in the mentoring relationship. And like this, we see the development of the mentee as our common goal. Openness. So openness here means frankness, open-minded, but also vulnerability. So us as well as mentor, it is important that we can show, demonstrate our vulnerability, and this really helps create an open space for discussion. Empathy is to really understand another person's emotions and feelings, and really try to look at this without any judgment, and show it to our mentee. Active listening. So we've done an exercise about this, and we'll do another one today. So it's really being able to be present, conscious, and focus on the mentee, and not think of what that means for us as mentor, but really look into, okay, what is happening for the person, for the mentee. Powerful questioning. So powerful questions are open-ended. So they don't call for a yes or no answer. So it really, calls for a more elaborated answer. And it evokes clarity, action, discovery. It pushes the reflection, and it allows possibility whether to clarify something, also to learn or further explore. And that's how we help mentees to reflect and find their own solutions. We help them dig into their potential to find their solution by asking powerful questions. And then we have the ability to give and receive feedback. So that is both for mentees and mentors. And to do that, we mean, an open, honest, constructive feedback. So this is something we use along the way, for the relationship. And that is something that we focus, for example, during the mutual feedback. That's another tool that we use during the relationship. It's a time where we take a moment to reflect on the relationship. How is it going? And as mentor, that's really precious for us, because that's a time we take to check in. Is the support that I provide as a mentor aligned with my mentee's expectation? What would my mentee would like me to do more or less? And we also provide a feedback to the mentees. And that really is important to help grow the relationship and adjust the relationship as it evolves. And lastly, championing. So championing is really, it's often used when to help reinforce self-confidence, or just, mentees are often looking in their mentors to be reassured when they have to make decisions, or when they face, complex or difficult situation, and they have the solution, but they just need to feel that, okay, the idea is reasonable, and so as a mentor, we can also say, yes, you can, yes, bring some comfort into what they're capable of doing. And so that is championing. Do you have any questions about these different skills? No question?
Maybe I'm just, it's Michael here.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about championing, how to do that when the mentee is explaining about to take a decision, when there is lots of uncertainty and potential major impacts about the decision. And I mean, there is no bad or good decision. For example, I'm talking about risk management security, but how to reinforce self-confidence while there is a lot of uncertainty.
So the idea is to stand by the mentee, feel that, you know, the approach sounds, you know, reasonable based on his view, on his capability, and it's accompanying him in his decision so that he feels that he's capable of implementing it. And as you said, there's no wrong or right decision. Sometimes it's just complex. So this is about encouraging, you know, the person to perhaps take the leap, or, you know, if it seems reasonable to you as a mentor, and just having this feeling to be accompanied is really empowering sometimes. Did I answer your question, Mika? Yeah, okay. Karina?
Yeah, but what about if we really think that the decision is not right, or is going to make a mistake, no? Or because we have other experience, we know that this is not the way, no? Or the way how we work in MSF, no? It can be more direct to them to explain clearly what it's supposed to do, no? Even though we are not allowing them, no, to find the solution, or to trust themselves in their solution, no? If we think, okay, for me, this is the way things has to be done, or this is the way how we usually do the things in MSF, no? What do we do, no?
If I may just here say a few things. So for me, how it was, let's say once, in fact, it was not for me, it was one colleague, Loic. He was telling me, he's also a mentor. So he was saying, it was like really funny, you know, how he was saying, but his mentee was thinking to do the things exactly the opposite as he would do it. And then Loic, of course, he was having a lot of, you know, urge, you know, to say, no, don't do it. You will mess up, you will do whatever, and so on and so on. But then Loic said, okay, I will not say anything, and let's see, you know. And then after 2 weeks on their next mentoring session, the mentee comes back and he says, what I decided worked really well. The things are done, and it's really done well. So I think that here it's important also to recognize and to acknowledge that in many things there is no one way how to do the things. I mean, to put the computer on or off, I believe there is one way, or there are more, but I don't know more. But in doing all the rest of the things, it's not really one way. So, and what might work for you, because you are having one background, you know, one I don't know, from one culture coming, and so on and so on, might work really well, but for the your mentee, it might not work at all. Here, I don't speak about the red lines. If you see that the mentee will really go, you know, something that is really bad, that can do harm to himself or to the team or to the image of MSF, but this we will talk later.
Okay.
Yeah, mentoring is a great opportunity to learn. It's really a mutual exchange between mentee and a mentor. And often we're like, wow, I never thought about doing this way. And we learn, you know, other ways of doing. Everyone has their own personalities, so different ways. Philippe?
If I may, yeah, and we are not responsible in the field. It is still the mentee, so we can give feedback, but after it is their decision, it is their responsibility and not us.
Absolutely.
Point.
Yeah, We don't interfere with the operations. That's one of our core principles.
How do I what do I do if I have the impression that the mentee has a problem with his self-reflection, let's say, where actually out of a reflex, I would say championing is maybe the last that the guy needs, because he thinks that he's without going into operational decisions or something, but sometimes you have the impression that if he doesn't start looking a little bit right and left, then he might end up I don't know, being alone or messing things up.
Yeah, so what you could do in that situation, you could champion the intention that you think that would be good for him, and this is to be a bit more self-reflective. Yes, you are right. Let's go and see how you see yourself. Let's go and see there. Yes, you can do it. So you can, I don't know, turn it, no? So it is a championing, but it's championing where you believe that it will bring benefit for your mentee.
Imagine a mentor as someone holding a mirror in front of the mentees, and our role is to help the mentee see the situation at a different angle. So if you think that the mentee is missing some of this angle, well, then you can, lead him to a place where he can see these different angles. June?
Yeah, we didn't talk about like accountability. Who is held accountable for like the decisions? I mean, we are there to help the mentee, but ultimately, is it a shared responsibility? Is it a shared accountability? Or are we saying you're doing the work, these are your decisions, you are held accountable for your own actions. If it doesn't go well, then it's for you to find another way. And then where are we on that, So does that need to be also clearly communicated maybe at the beginning, or?
Yeah. The idea is that us, the mentors, we don't interfere into day-to-day or in any part of the job, of the real job of the mentee. So we are here to support, to be a mirror, to brainstorm with the mentee, to help him or her to vent, but in no case we are taking any responsibility for any decision that is being done in the field or in the HQ or wherever your mentee is. And this will have to be made clear from the beginning. And you might have the mentee, what we were speaking with Sarah the other day, so what if the mentee asks me to give an advice how to deal with a thing? If you reach a point that you feel that it will be useful for the mentee to give the advice, still you have to make sure and to bounce back and to say, okay, this is an advice, but the decision is yours.
And you can follow up with question, okay, but this was in my experience in a given context at a given time with, so how would that look like to you? And they really have to own their decision. So that's why we're not here to provide solutions. We're not here. And if they own their decision, they own their reflection process, then it's the accountability line is clearer.
Okay, so now I feel I have to be the bad guy, and I wanted to come back to the timetable and everything. Okay. Now let's go back to our webinar, and then later on we can stay more if you're having some questions.
So let's go now for the practice on the skills. We're going to do an exercise that has 2 rounds of practice. So the first round will be an opportunity to discuss about the most comfortable skill. So that's why we need the quiz. We're going to now split you in breakout rooms according to what skills you feel more comfortable with, your strength.
So here we had some people that were 1 in the skill. So I had to group some people. So there are some skills in which group you will be, all of you will have chosen the same skill, but there will be some groups in which not all the people have chosen the same skill. But it's fine. I mean, you can talk about, so why did you choose your skill?
Okay, so you will go there for 5 minutes to discuss what does this mean for you as a mentor. And you will appoint one person in your group that reports back in the plenary at the end. What is one key impact of that skill for the mentoring relationship? Okay. And then we'll come back and we'll do the second round. Is it clear for everyone? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. See you later.
So 5 minutes. See you. Go back. Yes. Okay, who would like to start? Which group?
We can go.
Thank you, Sarah. Go.
So we worked on empathy, and the three of us agreed that it's an important one. It's a key one to bond and start the relationship with our mentee. An element that is important is it's first what could set the confidence and the trust, or because it links with an expectation you can have as a mentee and feel comfortable that your mentor would know what, based on his or her experience, what you are experiencing yourself in the field. It's also an important element as you would speak with someone who knows we were discussing that your family doesn't necessarily understand what you are going through, and your mentor would, because we would have gone through the same type of situation and job in the field. And then it's also a very important one to be able to jump in the shoes of your mentee, as you are not in the country at the same moment. So you need to really be able to do that jump and to be able to help as much as possible. Voila, in a nutshell. Please tell me, Katyana and Christophe, if I forgot something.
Okay. Another group would like to share?
Yeah, I can share. We were another group on the empathy. So yeah, we said on the plus side, it's easy to be engaged because there's a lot flowing that you don't really need to actively monitor how things are going for the other person, because a lot is just felt. But on the other side, sometimes you also have to be careful not to go from empathy to being sympathetic. So to feel too much and be absorbed into what's happening for the other person, to keep your step back. So yeah, to be careful to remain constructive and not to just dive in with the other person.
Yeah,
I don't know, guys.
absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a fine balancing act for mentors. So be close to our mentee, but yet distant, to provide this space for the mentee to step back, look at the bigger picture, and feel connected still. And yes, empathy is about being able to put oneself in the other one's shoes with his glasses on, not to keep our glasses on, and then help him see from his point of view how he can find a solution. Yes. Very good, sharing. Thank you.
Thanks.
Another group? I think we have 4 groups, so who didn't?
We had, if I may, we had a group of 4 people, but we had 4 different topics. So I don't know if you go one by one, just to each of us comment on this topic. Because 5 minutes was pretty short, actually, to discuss them all.
Yeah. So perhaps one major point that you would like you took away from your conversation.
One major to be out together.
Well, it shows the diversity of our strength, right?
Because one was rapport building, the other one was active listening, the third one was feedback, and the fourth one was powerful questioning. So they are quite different. I don't feel comfortable to come back with one feedback. I don't know about my teammates.
Yeah, I think
for me, I talk about the activity listen. Is important because I think you need to be there, and the other person need to feel this. You can stay near to the other, of course, not in the same place, because you need to be outside to be more, to can help the other, but you need it's too important to stay, to the person feel you are in the same line, or you're not thinking in the other's questions, no? For me, this is very, very important.
Okay, thank you. So let's move now to the second round of this practice. I'm gonna share my screen. So for the second round, this time we will discuss about the most challenging skills as mentor and what we want to develop. You will be in breakout rooms with others that chose the same skill, as that will be again a 5-minute discussion space, and think about what does this mean for you as a mentor. Again, appoint one person in your group that reports back. What is one key impact of potentially underusing that skill for the mentoring relationship? And additional thing here, in the breakout room, think about how you want to mime these challenging skills. And when we all come back, we would have to mime what is your challenging skills. So you can perhaps discuss between you how you want to mime this. And then when you come back, all of you will mime your challenging skills. Yeah.
And then because also for some groups, we could match them, but for some you'll have difference. So for the mime, yeah, maybe you can choose one thing. So, and then you can do that one. Okay. There you go. See you later.
So Veronique is coming back.
Yeah. She can go to, let me see what she chose. Nothing.
Je vais le mettre dans mon sac puisqu'on va se rejoindre de toute façon. Il est parti faire une prise de sang.
Okay, are we all back? Nobody got lost in the virtual space. Okay, are you ready to mime? What is your most challenging skills? 3, 2, 1, it's mime. Thank you. So who would like to share what happened in your group? Christophe?
Okay. So the skill was giving a feedback, and we said that giving a negative feedback can be very challenging, and sometimes it's difficult because we may hurt someone even if it's not their first intention. So what is difficult is how to make it positive. But we also think that without giving any feedback, we lose one of the main purpose of being a mentor, which is reflecting the other and being a mirror of the other. So we have to. And we also thought that without giving any feedback, because the feedback can be positive as well, without giving any feedback, then for the relation, we can lose the trust between each other, and the relation can deteriorate because of that. And now I need a feedback about my two colleagues.
You did very well. It was the idea of the discussion.
Or
Well
what I
done.
wanted to hear.
Okay, so we had powerful questioning. And in fact, I think we agreed that it's extremely important as a tool, because by using it correctly, you make sure that you don't missing out of anything. And in fact, that's why also the mime is as you see, a little bit broader than you would see if you don't master it. I think in a nutshell.
Thank you. Expanding the horizon, right? Yeah. Another group?
Didn't choose, but I can start. It was about rapport building. So for sure, it is important to build a relationship. Without that, all the skill we cannot apply, and it's not useful neither for the mentee or the mentor. So it is really important to focus, especially at the beginning, on that. Did I miss something, June and Michael?
Did every group had a chance to share? Yeah, okay. Thank you. So let's now move to the next exercise, which is practicing our active listening.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, Stephanie. So we are going back to the listening exercise. It is not going to be the same as we were doing it before. It's a new thing. Still, it will have the same format. So there will be two people in a room, in the breakout rooms. One will be person A, the other one will be person B. Now you can choose among yourselves who will be the person A or person B. Perhaps the person A should be the one who is having a shirt with more colors, and the one who is having a less colored shirt can be the person B. So the idea is that throughout the exercise, which will have 2 rounds, you will remain person A, and the person B will remain the person B. And then in between, there will be 2 rounds with new instructions in between in the plenary. So you go out, you do the exercise, you come back, we do short plenary, you go back again to the breakout rooms. So how is it for the round that we are going to do? The person A will tell, as we are used to, for 2 minutes more or less, will tell to the person B something very important in his or her life. Person B will listen, will not interrupt, will not ask anything, just listen. So it's not important how you listen, it's just you listen. Then now this is what is changing with the last exercise, is that after 2 minutes you will see a message on the screen that more or less the time is up. And then when I send this message, so you have to pay attention to the messages that you're going to get, I will ask you to switch off the video, okay, but to leave the sound on. So switch the video when I send you the message and leave the sound on, so that you cannot see each other, but you can hear each other. Then you will see 4 times a question appearing on the screen. So it's not really big. You see how are the messages, so just pay attention. And then the person B needs to answer to person A, and the person A will tell to the person B whether the answer is correct or no. Okay, so all in all, you will get 8 times. So what you should do: 1 time person B will have to answer, the person A will have to answer back. I know that now, as I'm explaining, it sounds quite difficult and complicated, but it's not. So you just go in your rooms and all the instructions for later on, you will get them. Okay, is that more or less clear? Okay. Okay, so in short, you choose who's person A, who's person B. Person A tells something really important. Then when I say time is up, then you need to, how did it go? Can you write in the chat a word or two? How was B listening? Very well. It was fun. Fun also. Okay. Veronique had any question? Fun at the end. Unexpected. All answers were good. Very good paying attention. Great. Okay. So now we do a next round. Is the same, no? Is the same thing. I see some big smiles on many faces. This means that it was good, no? It was interesting.
Extremely.
Extremely interesting. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, let me hear about it. Can you put in the chat? How did you manage level 3 of listening? You remember when we were speaking about level 1, 2, and 3, that the 3 entails that you can feel what the other one is saying, not just to listen, no? So how did it go? If you can put a few words in the chat, how was it for you? Also both for the person A and for the person B. Spooky. Ooh. Not always easy to see what is not said. Funny, he really got the point, yeah. Interesting that the listener was able to feel what I felt only by listening to the story. Was quite well in my shoes. Extremely interesting, in particular, on what the other. Strange to realize you notice more than you realize. Yeah, very interesting to hear what was not said. Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. So yes, I would like to encourage you when you will be doing more role playing to be aware, and it's of course it's not easy to keep yourself always in the level 3 of listening. I mean, no one can do it, I guess, you know, but we always shift from level 1 to level 2. Then you start to think about what you need to do after. The important thing is not to push yourself to be always on level 3, because most probably you will not be able to make it, but to realize when you go down to level 1 to go back. Yeah. Stephanie, would you like to add anything?
Oh, I don't understand this level 1, level 2, level 3. Can you?
Yeah, if you remember, I think it was 2 days ago, we were speaking level 1 of listening was when you listen, but you think in your head about yourself, about the things that you need to do after you're on a meeting, and usually on the meetings we are like this. So we do listen, we get some information, but then we think of, so what are we going to say next? You know, so what I need to do after the meeting, and so on and so on. The level 2 is when we do listen to the one that is in front of us. We hear the person, and it's fine. We get the information, and level 3 is what we have been doing now. So not just to listen to the words, what the person is saying, but also to feel how the person is feeling, to see what the person might not be seeing, because you are from outside, and you might notice things that the person is not able to notice. No? Okay.
And there's a challenge here that we can feel as mentors, the urge to ask questions, and we need to differentiate, okay, what do I need to know and what do I want to know? What we need to know that helps, you know, us get a better understanding of the situation and help the mentee reflect on the situation. And often we want to ask questions, to be there, to be present, but it's really important to give the space for the other one, for the mentee to and hold on our questions sometimes and leave the space for silence. Silence gives also a lot of information. It gives the time for the other one to reflect. It gives the time for some clarity to come up. It gives, so don't hesitate also to use that, and really be in the listener seat. Okay, great. So I think it's the end for today.